the Prop 19 and the demise of Prop 13 in California. Is this the end of Prop 13 now that Prop 19 is law? And what is Prop 19? Prop 13 was passed many decades ago in California. Prop 13 means that property taxes for a California property cannot go up by more than 2% per year. Now, there's some exceptions. If it drops one year, it can go up more to make up for that. But largely speaking, it's been a huge boon to California property owners because you buy a property a long time ago, even if the value of the property goes up 5, 10% a year, your property taxes only go up 2% a year. So if you've owned property for many years and certainly many decades, well, your property taxes are almost certainly way below what the fair market value would be. But if you buy a new property, it's reset. So Prop 13 lets you hold on to your existing properties without getting crushed by property tax increases. And previously, you could largely pass along most, if not all, of your property in the next generation, and they could keep those low Prop 13 protected taxes, but no more. Prop 19 doesn't end Prop 13 per se. Prop 13 is still law, but it does end Prop 13 protections for parent-child transfers with some caveats. Prop 19 is now part of the California state constitution. It was passed by voters, and it guts parent-child transfers of property, and it can even gut protections for your primary residence. Now, there were upsides to Prop 19. I don't want to say it's all bad. It makes it easier to move within the state of California and keep low property taxes. But so there's no protections for anything outside your primary residence, and there are only limited protections for the primary residence. It passed in February 16, 2021, it became law. It undid Prop 58. So Prop 58 was a law that let parents pass their primary residence to their kids, whether their kids live there or not, no matter how much the house was worth, kids got to keep mom and dad's low property taxes. No questions asked, as long as it was a primary residence. The house could be worth $10 million with an assessed value of $100,000, where they're paying hardly anything in property taxes. Went from parent to kid, kids kept that $100,000 assessed value. And now that's an extreme example. For most families in California, you've owned a house for a while, maybe that saved the kids $10,000, $15,000 a year in property taxes. So big deal. Now, under Prop 19, only the first $1 million in fair market value is protected from a reassessment, and that's only if kids live there. Now, Prop 58 also protected rental properties and other assets outside of the primary residence. Parents could pass up to $1 million in assessed value properties to their kids with no change in property taxes. That's assessed value. So let's say you had a fourplex that was worth $2.5 million, but the assessed value was $1 million. Well, that entire fourplex could go to the kids without a change in property taxes. And that is no longer the case. So under Prop 19, which eliminated Prop 58, again, we have this limit for the property tax protections for the primary residence. You can protect, again, up to $1 million in fair market value, but that's only if a child is living in the house after mom and dad pass away or after they pass it to the kids. If you inherit a house from your parents, but you don't live there, there are zero protections. Property taxes will be fully reassessed at fair market value. Anything outside of the primary residence, unless you plan, is going to be fully reassessed. Prop 13 is still law, but it's gutted. It's not really there anymore when assets go from parents to children. If you want to preserve your property or properties for the next generation, you need to plan ahead. You need to understand that. So stay tuned. Leave a comment or question if you want to learn, if you have anything specific. So I hope that is a useful overview of this new law. Very easy to find us. You can find us 650-493-807 or gilfix.com. And for those of you who haven't, subscribe to our Gilfix Law YouTube channel. Very easy to find. It's growing. As my mom likes to say, I hope everybody stays safe, sane, and healthy. I'm Mark Gilfix. Take care.